In the deepest reaches of space, where starlight fades into an endless void, humanity made its most breathtaking discovery. We called it Malus Prime, the Apple Galaxy, a celestial anomaly, a perfect spiral of nebulae and star clusters shaped uncannily like an apple, complete with a stem of nascent stars and a core of unimaginable energy. It was a beacon of wonder in the silent dark, and we, the pioneers of the 23rd century, were drawn to it like moths to a cosmic flame. My name is Commander Ethan Cross, and I had the honor of leading the first expedition aboard the Starship Horizon Blade. Our mission was simple: to explore, to understand, and to chart this magnificent structure. We were a crew of scientists, engineers, and dreamers, united by the thrill of venturing into the unknown. The journey across the intergalactic void was long, but our anticipation grew with every light year we crossed. Seeing Malus Prime through the viewport for the first time was a moment that transcended words. It wasn't just a collection of stars. It felt alive, pulsating with a quiet, ancient power. As we navigated the outer arms of the galaxy, our initial scans revealed something that defied all known laws of astrophysics. The stars weren't randomly distributed. They were arranged in intricate patterns, like branches on a colossal tree. The nebulae, rich with cosmic dust and gas, resembled leaves catching the stellar winds. And the planets were the most astonishing part. They weren't just barren rocks or gas giants. They were like cosmic fruit, hanging from the star branches, each in a different stage of development. Some were molten and young, others were lush and green, teeming with primordial life. Dr. Aris Thorne, our lead astrobiologist, was the first to propose the theory. His voice, usually calm and measured, trembled with excitement as he presented his findings. "Commander," he said, his eyes wide, "this isn't a galaxy in the traditional sense. It's a living entity, an engineered, cosmic orchard. It's a tree, designed to grow worlds." The idea was staggering, almost blasphemous. A galaxy that functioned like a plant, cultivating planets like fruit on its stellar branches. We weren't just explorers. We were gardeners stumbling upon a celestial Eden. We learned that the core, the apple core, was the seed bank, a super-dense region of exotic matter that periodically released planetary seeds into the galaxy's spiraling arms. These seeds would then accrete matter, forming new worlds that would ripen over eons, nurtured by the light of their parent stars. For months, the Horizon Blade became a floating laboratory in this cosmic garden. We documented new life forms on a dozen different worlds, from crystalline beings that communicated with light to vast fungal networks that covered entire continents. We learned that Malus Prime was designed for a single, profound purpose: to create and spread life. It was a self-replicating cradle of existence, a testament to an intelligence so advanced, so ancient, that we could barely comprehend its scale. We were humbled, awestruck by the sheer elegance and purpose of it all. We were standing in the workshop of gods. But paradise, as we know, is often fleeting. Our peaceful exploration was shattered by the arrival of the Void Dominion. They were a hostile, nomadic empire of cybernetic beings who saw the universe not as a wonder to be explored, but as a resource to be consumed. Their fleet, a swarm of black, angular ships that absorbed light itself, blotted out the stars as they descended upon Malus Prime. Their leader, a monstrous entity known as the Overlord, broadcast a simple, chilling message across all channels: "This orchard is now the property of the Dominion. Its power will be ours. Surrender or be extinguished." They didn't want the planets, they wanted the core. They intended to weaponize the galaxy's life-giving engine, to turn this cradle of creation into a factory for interstellar dreadnoughts. They saw the cosmic tree not as a source of life, but as raw material for their war machine. We were hopelessly outgunned. The Horizon Blade was an exploration vessel, not a warship. Against the might of the Dominion fleet, we were nothing. But we couldn't just stand by and watch them defile this sacred place. We were humanity's first and only line of defense for the Apple Galaxy. What followed was a desperate, brutal war among the stars. We used our knowledge of the galaxy's unique properties to our advantage. We navigated through dense asteroid fields that were like thorns on the cosmic branches, leading Dominion cruisers into traps. We used the gravitational fluctuations of ripening worlds to slingshot our small fighters into surprise attacks. Our crew, once scientists and explorers, became reluctant soldiers. Dr. Thorne repurposed biological samples to create camouflage systems. Our chief engineer, Lena Petrova, jury-rigged our ship systems to channel energy in ways they were never designed for. We fought with cunning and courage, turning the very elements of the orchard into weapons. We bled for every star system, for every planet fruit hanging on the cosmic boughs. We lost ships, and we lost friends, but for every blow we suffered, we struck back twice as hard, fueled by the conviction that we were defending something more than just a place in space. We were defending the very principle of life itself. We sent a distress call back to Earth, a desperate plea for reinforcements, but we knew it would be years before any help could arrive. We were on our own. The turning point came during the siege of the core. The Dominion had fought their way to the heart of Malus Prime and were preparing to breach its energetic shell. Lena, poring over ancient data we had collected, made a final, desperate discovery. The galaxy wasn't just a passive tree. It had a consciousness, a dormant intelligence woven into its very fabric. "Commander," she yelled over the chaos of battle, "we can't just defend it. We have to wake it up. The core isn't just a seed bank. It's a heart. We have to give it a jolt." It was an insane gamble. We had to channel the entire energy output of the Horizon Blade E's warp core directly into the Galaxy E's core, a procedure that would almost certainly destroy our ship. It was a one-way trip, but looking at the faces of my crew, exhausted but resolute, I knew it was the only choice we had. As the Dominion superweapon began its firing sequence, we made our final run. We flew the Horizon Blade straight into the blinding light of the core, dodging enemy fire, our ship tearing itself apart around us. With our last breath, we discharged our entire energy reserve. For a moment, there was silence. A brilliant, all-encompassing white light filled the void. And then, Malus Prime awoke. The galaxy's core pulsed, not with destructive energy, but with a wave of pure life force. The stellar branches shimmered, the nebulae leaves glowed with vibrant color, and across the galaxy, the planet fruits began to resonate with a harmonious chime. The Dominion fleet was not destroyed by an explosion, but was simply unmade. Their cybernetic systems were overwhelmed by the wave of life. Their ships dismantled atom by atom and recycled back into the cosmic dust from which they came. The Overlord's final broadcast was not a scream of fury, but a gasp of pure, unadulterated shock as its empire was peacefully and utterly erased. The Horizon Blade was gone, but my crew and I survived, our escape pods shielded by the galaxy's gentle awakening. As we drifted in the aftermath, we watched as Malus Prime completed its grand design. Awakened and aware, the galaxy began its final beautiful act. The core pulsed one last time, and from it, countless seeds of life, ripened and ready, were scattered. They shot out into the vast, empty universe, destined for barren galaxies, carrying the promise of new orchards, new gardens, new life. Malus Prime had shared its gift with the cosmos, and we, the handful of humans who had witnessed its birth, its defense, and its ultimate purpose, were changed forever. When reinforcements from Earth finally arrived, they found not a battlefield, but a tranquil, glowing galaxy and a small crew of survivors. We didn't leave. We couldn't. We had found our purpose. Humanity became the permanent guardians of the Apple Galaxy, the cosmic gardeners tending to the tree that grew worlds. Our story became a legend, a reminder that in the cold, dark void, the most powerful force in the universe isn't destruction, but the unwavering, indomitable will to create life. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you love epic stories that stretch the imagination, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. There are endless galaxies of tales to explore together. Until next time, keep looking up.